I wouldn't let me go, no. I wouldn't advise anyone to, not unless, not unless they want a lion loose in the streets.
Because you'd kill again.
More than positive.
Serial killers can be some of the most dangerous and hard-to-catch criminals. But with law enforcement watching and waiting patiently for any break in the case, even the tiniest mistakes can lead to an arrest. Here are some famous serial killers who were caught due to small mistake. Ted Bundy.
Theodore Bundy has escaped, suspected of dozens of sex killings in Washington State, Idaho, Utah, and Colorado.
I think things are going to work out. That's about all I can say.
During Ted Bundy's reign of terror, the serial killer was responsible for at least 30 murders over a span of about 5 years. It's very likely that he committed many other crimes that we'll never know about.
What is unusual to see is that many of the onlookers are women. Are you a little scared when you look at him?
He just doesn't look like the type to kill somebody.
Serial killer.
Bundy was known to be a charming man, and he was considered handsome as well. These two traits helped him gain the confidence of many of his victims.
He was charming, good-looking, smart. Are you sure you have the right guy?
Bundy was initially caught because he was driving with no lights on in the early morning. When the police inspected his car, it was full of what we consider today to be a host of creepy items, including a ski mask, an ice pick, and handcuffs. The officer had just caught out one of the most dangerous serial killers that ever lived. Had the police officer not checked his car, he might have gotten away with everything for an indefinite time. Jeffrey Dahmer.
In ninth grade, in biology class, we had the usual dissection of fetal pigs. I took the remains of that home and kept the skeleton of it. And I just started branching out. Dogs, cats. I suppose it could have turned into a normal hobby like taxidermy, but it didn't. It veered off into...
One of the most famous and terrifying serial killers in modern memory, Jeffrey Dahmer's downfall is that he decided to put some trust in one of his would-be victims. From the late 70s into the early 1990s, Jeffrey Dahmer murdered, dismembered, and in some cases ate parts of 17 victims. The full breadth of his crimes horrified the world. Dahmer brought home Tracy Edwards. Once they were at Dahmer's apartment, his intended victim was handcuffed and Dahmer explained that he wanted to take pictures of him and then eat his heart. Tracy assured Dahmer that he had no interest in running away from him and they could do whatever he wanted, but he wanted to go to the bathroom. Dahmer, for whatever reason, thought that was a good idea, so they went back to the living room together. Tracy proceeded to punch Dahmer in the face and run out the front door. Tracy returned to the apartment with police who discovered photographic evidence of Dahmer's many crimes and a severed head of the refrigerator. BTK Killer.
He lives a double life. He doesn't fit the profile of what we would have expected for the BTK killer.
Between the years of 1974 and 1991, serial killer BTK Killer was at large. He took the lives of 10 people in Sedgwick County, Kansas.
So all of these incidents, these 10 counts, occurred because you wanted to satisfy a sexual fantasy, is that correct?
Yes.
There was no mistaking his evil, as his nickname was short for bind, torture, kill. Wichita police tried to chase down the BTK killer for years, all whilst he enjoyed taunting them with letters detailing his sinister crime. Then BTK asked the police if he sent a floppy disk, would they be able to trace it to his location? When police lied that they wouldn't, BTK sent the disk and this was immediately traced back to him. The manhunt had finally come to an end in 2005. Him sending that disk is what cracked the case. That's all for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to MJ Facts.